All right, so I said I wanted to do a collection video, and so here we are. I'm finally gonna do it. You guys probably don't know this in detail. I don't think I've ever shared it on the channel or anything, but I've been collecting figures my entire life, basically. From the time I was like maybe like 6 years old, or maybe a little younger than that. But around 2020 to 2023, that time period, I was off and on about it, and I sold most of my original collection. So this is really just a small fraction of all the figures I've ever owned in my life. Okay. I think I had like 100 wrestling figures at one point, and then I sold off most of them. So imagine like 100 more wrestling figures added on to this. Okay. And then I also had other SH figure arts. I had other Pokemon figures and stuff like that too. Anyways, so I would think that most of you guys are primarily Dragon Ball fans. So I'm going to cover the Dragon Ball stuff first and then the other stuff after for those people who want to see the other figures too. So I've been collecting. This is my third version of my collection in my life. And I started this collection, basically started collecting consistently again in December, around like December/January, December 2023, maybe like January 2024, around that time period. Okay. So this is about a year of collecting for me, with a few things that are kind of holdovers from my previous collections. But anyways, with Dragon Ball, right here we've got my Saiyan Saga / Namek Saga display. This is Dragon Stars Nappa, 24,000 Vegeta, and unofficial Krillin, unofficial Gohan. Just want to say this Gohan looks horrible, like horrible. I don't know why so many of these these figures have these like horrible joints. Like, why can't they copy it and have the joints look normal? Like this Krillin looks fine, but Gohan looks horrendous. I only got it for the sculpt there because I want to use that for if I animate Vegeta's Wrath when he's like, Gohan stole the Dragon Ball and he's like really angry and stuff.
I'll get you for this! You won't escape my wrath! I'll get you!
That is what I want to use that for, okay? So Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, Final Form Frieza, Legendary Goku, Full Power Frieza. We have Saitama here. This is the only One Punch Man figure I have, and there are basically two stop motions I want to make with it. The first one would be if anyone ever makes a Boros figure, I'd like to animate Saitama versus Boros. And there's another which I've chosen not to reveal at this time. And potentially in the future, you guys will be, very surprised and happy to see that I'm going to make it. But the little cell phone he's holding should be a bit of an indicator for you, kind of a hint. We have Marvelous Forever Goku by DF, the Tonsinart Toys Kid Buu. This is the SHF Superhero Vegeta body with the Tonsinart Toys Primitive Prince sculpt on it. This is basically my Buu Saga Vegeta. In the Buu Saga Vegeta's outfit, sometimes it looked really dark, almost black like this, and then other times it looked blue like his usual outfit or something. So I decided to go with the dark look. I just basically in the Budokai 3 intro, I'm pretty sure his outfit looks dark, so that's why I decided to be like, okay, I'll just use the dark one. Anyways, Dragon Stars Vegeta, Gohan, the warrior who surpassed Goku. And this Gohan, I actually cut the pieces of plastic off of the legs, if you can see there. You see how Goku has these pieces of plastic here? I don't really mind them for Goku, but for Gohan, it just looked like big pieces of plastic on his legs. And I just hated that. It just looked like garbage to me, so I cut it off. And, I think it looks, pretty okay. So, this is the Dragon Ball Evolve Vegeta with the Tigre base form Gohan sculpt on it. Okay, this is basically a time chamber Gohan kit bash. We have Proud Namekian Piccolo with a custom wired cloth cape I got online. This is the Figurize standard new spec version Vegeta body with the Tonsinart Toys Super Saiyan sculpt on it. And this is basically my Super Vegeta because he looks super buff compared to the other Vegeta. This is the SHF Super Warrior Blood Awakening. I can't remember the name, but yeah, something like that. Vegeta. This is actually the first, is it the first? I think this is the first SH Figuarts figure that I got when I basically restarted collecting, right? For the Final Flash video. This is the Krillin, the Earth's Strongest Man figure. Then we have the Broly movie SH Figure Arts Goku with the DF red hair, sculpt on it. We have the blue Goku right here, blue Broly movie Goku. Red Vegeta on an evolved body, which I think looks actually kind of okay. It's slightly short, but since I'll be using it primarily theoretically for editing, I can scale him up and stuff however I want anyway. So it's not a big deal to me that it can work. Here we have the Ultra Instinct Goku. Now, initially, I didn't really like this figure. I thought it looked kind of, I don't know, just boring or like just plain and, uninspired. But in hand, I'm really starting to like it, actually. I was really thinking about getting the DF 3.0 UI Goku in the future at some point if they make it and if, tariffs don't like ruin the figure industry. But I may or may not. I actually kind of like this now. Here we have the Tauntaun Art Toys version B Trunks, which has the paler hair and the battle damage body. This is based on the Broly movie. Yeah, because it was never battle damaged in the Bojack movie, I don't think. Then we have the version A Trunks, which has like kind of like metallic kind of hair, and he's not battle damaged, of course. Then up here we have basically, okay, so yeah, sorry. This is basically my like Cell Saga area, and then this is the Buu Saga, a little Buu Saga area here. And this is the Super Broly movie from like this part to the top shelf. Right here is just Ultra Instinct Goku, and this would be where my Z Broly stuff would go. So the only thing missing from here right now is the DF Z Broly, okay? Up here, continuing the Dragon Ball Super Broly stuff, we have my custom King Vegeta right here, First Form Frieza, King Cold, which was, that was expensive, okay? I won't lie about it. I only got it because I really want to animate something with it. So that's why I was like, all right, if I can, get the money for it, I'll get it, So here we have my custom Paragus, which some of you would have seen on my posts and stuff. And here is the armored version of Broly. Now, I think my wrestling collection is the largest collection I have. So I'm going to save that for last. And I'm going to cover the other franchises before that. So here we have Pokemon. These are all Jazzwares super articulated Pokemon figures. We have Flygon, Lucario, Articuno, which is the first one I got, Charizard, Typhlosion, Mewtwo, Entei, and Rayquaza. Rayquaza's right here. Rayquaza right there. I also have a Shoto Infernape, but I don't display it because it's like really small compared to the others. I also want to say the Lucario is a bit too tall. Lucario should be shorter. Like they have him, too big. He should be a little smaller. Yeah, and I'm hoping to get the Mega Charizard X, Deoxys, and the reissue of Suicune whenever those are available. As far as Pokemon stop motions go, I'm thinking about maybe just doing like sprite animations from Pokemon Black and White, those like simple sprites when the Pokemon are moving and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool to see that in action figure form. And I like to animate a fight from Pokemon Black and White, at least one, maybe two different battles from Pokemon Black and White, the video game, like in action figure form. And for Mewtwo, I would like to animate when he was born in the Mewtwo movie. And I'm kind of torn on whether to use this Mewtwo or the SH Figure Arts or SH Figure Arts Mewtwo. Because, I mean, like this one, it's good enough in a sense, but the likeness is more like the video games. Whereas the SH Figure Arts, the likeness is much more like the movie. But the problem is that the tail on this one looks really good, right? The tail is pretty nice. But the SH Figure Arts tail looks really segmented and horrible. So it's kind of a toss-up. It's like, do you care more about the likeness and you'd be okay with the tail looking like that? Or do you want the likeness to be acceptable and the tail looks good? I don't know. But either one of them, they can't really, I don't think they can pull off the pose. I don't think they can do the pose when Mewtwo's like in the pod. So I'd have to like Photoshop that or something. But yeah, Basically a lot of stuff from the Mewtwo movie I'd like to animate at some point, but I'm still kind of, debating it, that kind of stuff. As far as Street Fighter goes, I only have the Jada Toys, Ryu, Ken, and then Bison. I don't really care that much about anything else that's released right now. I'm looking forward to the Akuma, Vega, Sagat, and I think those are the only ones that I really actually want. Yeah. Now, the Evil Ryu is something that I kind of want, but not enough to pay the price that he would go for because he's like an SDCC exclusive or whatever. And the version of Evil Ryu that I would prefer would be like his Street Fighter 4 version where he has the hole in his chest. So, because it's not the Street Fighter 4 version, I decided, I don't think I'm gonna, get that. As far as Street Fighter animations go, um, I would say the main thing as I would, like to animate would be Ryu versus Ken in like a video game style. Also, if Storm Collectibles releases their Storm Arena Alpha Ryu and Ken, I'd like to animate, the fight they had in Street Fighter Alpha, the animated movie, I think it was. And something I definitely do want to animate would be Ryu versus Sagat from the opening of the Street Fighter 2 movie, I think it was. That was just super epic. So I definitely would like to animate that. If they animate nothing else, Street Fighter, like that is the main thing I'd like to animate. Another thing I would like to animate possibly would be like their like ultra combos from Street Fighter 4 and stuff like that. But yeah, the main number one Street Fighter thing I want to animate is Ryu versus Sagat from the Street Fighter 2 movie. Now, for Mortal Kombat, there's only one figure here right now, which is the Mezco Quan Chi. And I'm pretty sure this is the only like articulated Quan Chi figure, or maybe the only Quan Chi figure like ever. So it's decent enough. What I want to use it for is Mortal Kombat Mythologies. I would like to animate some of the cutscenes from that video game, and Quan Chi's in like the first one I want to animate.
Let's get something straight. I am not a ninja. I am Lin Kuei. Scorpion was a ninja.
And as far as other Mortal Kombat figures, there are only two right now. They're both customs that I'm working on, which is the Mortal Kombat Mythologies style Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei Grandmaster. Okay, so those are not done yet, so that's why I don't have them on my shelf. All right, now we move on to wrestling. I'm going to try to do this in like kind of chronological order. It's kind of hard to reach back here. It's kind of difficult to reach back here. So if you look at me like, it's like really, far in my shelf here. So gonna hold the camera up. We have, this is like the golden era, the like Hulk Hogan era figures. Got George Steele, Rowdy Roddy right there, Bob Orton, Hulk Hogan himself, Mr. T, and Ultimate Warrior. Those are the only ones I have from that era. What I'd like to animate from this era primarily would be like the WrestleMania 1 main event. Okay, I've only ever seen one stop motion from that main event, and it was like really long ago, like 2008, something like that. Ultimate Warrior, I would also like to animate the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan for WrestleMania 6, and maybe the WrestleMania 3 Hogan versus Andre main event. But like, I'd have to get the new gen ring, or at least I'd like to get the new gen ring to do that. And I don't have that ring, nor do I feel like spending that much money on this ring, on that ring right now. So if tariffs just completely ruin the figure industry, I might never get to do any golden era animations, or I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyways, next we have the Undertaker here. Well, I guess he's golden era too, right? Yeah, golden era Undertaker with Brother Love right there. We got Bam Bam Bigelow. So this is more like new gen a bit right here. Bam Bam Bigelow, Bret Hart. Actually, my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret Hart. I believe he really is like the best wrestler of all time. Like as far as in-ring work, like talent as a wrestler, I think Bret Hart is the best of all time. I'd say that contenders for that would be Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. Those would be probably the only guys I'd say like have some claim to being like the most talented wrestler, of all time. We have another Bret Hart right here, Owen Hart, which is a custom I made. And then we have the new Gen Jerry Lawler right here. We have Hunter Hearst Helmsley. So this is now going to be like a 1997 kind of shelf, okay? We've got Hunter Hearst Helmsley right here. I've had this figure for like a long time. This is a figure that I had before my, recent return to collecting. So I just had that from before. We have the Legends 19 Undertaker, which I'd like to use for SummerSlam 1997. Here we have my custom SummerSlam 1997 Shawn Michaels as a referee. We have the Monday Night War Bret Hart with the Target Legends sculpt on it, because the Monday Night War sculpts are, I think over time, they're not as horrendous to me as they once were, but they're still not good enough, okay? Right here, we have my kind of like miscellaneous section. So this is the Figures Toy Company referee, or modern referee, I should say, the Figures Toy Company classic referee, and then an elite, like, maybe like 2008, 2009, 2007 kind of Undertaker right there. Now we move on to my like 97, 98 Undertaker and Kane area. We've got the Elite 106 Paul Bearer Chase version, the Ultimate Edition Kane, Ultimate Edition Undertaker with a customized sculpt on it. I actually removed the hair from it and gave it like this long-haired look so I could have a slick back look and a long hair kind of look. We have the custom Ultimate Edition Undertaker as Kane that I made a while ago with an actual mask, which I like. I just think is so cool. He has a real mask and he can actually wear it. Just focus the camera real quick. Yeah, he can actually wear this mask and everything, so that's pretty cool to me. All right, put that back there. All right. Then we have, which is like my, I guess, 98, 99 kind of display. We have a custom McMahon that I made. Actually, I made it today on the same day I'm recording this. We have the Rock, which is supposed to be kind of like a corporate Rock. We have another Rock. So basically what happened here is that I got the Ultimate Edition Target Legends Rock, right, which included the jumpsuit. But I try to avoid having cloth stuff on my Ultimate Edition figures because I don't want them because I don't want them to get stained, right? So what I actually did was I put the jumpsuit on an Elite Rock that I have so that if he gets stained, like, who cares? It's an Elite that I don't really care that much about. But the Ultimate would not be stained, okay? And then we have Mankind, the Monday Night War. This is honestly the best Mankind figure of all time. It's really an incredibly well-made figure. The only thing I wish was different about it is I wish the mask was removable for all the sculpts. That's the only thing I wish they would have done. If they made the mask removable for every sculpt, that would have been amazing. That would be so cool, But they molded the mask on. Okay. Next, we have the like 2000 to like 2001 area. We have my custom Ultimate Edition Triple H. I changed the torso because the original Ultimate Edition torso was so horrible. I had to change it. What I'd like to do is actually probably get the Monday Night War Triple H and put that torso on instead, because that would basically be, almost a perfect Triple H with the Silver H's version of it, with the Silver H's figure. Then we have the Target Legends Kurt Angle. I got this because I absolutely hate how the Ultimate Edition one looks with the singlet on. So I plan to use that for the Just Bring It intro if I get to animate that. Here we have an Elite Stone Cold. This is the Ultimate Edition Kurt Angle I mentioned. Here is my custom 2001 / SmackDown Just Bring It Undertaker with his ponytail. I painted the hair brown and everything. So that one I think is pretty cool. Then up here at the top, we have my like SmackDown Shut Your Mouth display, because that's my favorite WWE video game of all time. So we have my custom Ultimate Edition SmackDown Shut Your Mouth Jeff Hardy. I'm thinking about getting maybe some Finn Balor arms, the black arms, and like paint on the skin tone to give him double jointed arms instead of these single jointed ones. This is The Rock. This is like basically the closest Rock they've made to SmackDown Shut Your Mouth so far. It has the red. I think the body is the Elite 100 body, and the sculpt is the WrestleMania 18 Hollywood Rock figure. I was originally planning to put one of the Ultimate Edition Rock torsos on the Elite 100, legs, but the Ultimate Edition 25 Rock figure that should be released this year has a more similar attire. Like it has in SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, The Rock had, I believe, red words with a white outline, and the Ultimate Edition 25 one has white words with a red outline. So it's literally the inverse. I wish it was the inverse of that, which would be the red with a white outline, but So if I do get the Ultimate Edition 25 The Rock figure, I would probably want to put like one of these Ultimate Edition Rock torsos on that figure and make something that looks pretty close to SmackDown Shut Your Mouth Rock. Here we have the Ruthless Aggression Ultimate Edition Brock Lesnar, Hollywood Hulk Hogan Ultimate Edition. This is a weird story. So I ordered the Ultimate Edition Greatest Hits Hulk Hogan, this one, from Amazon like twice, okay? The first time I got it, it was missing his belt, and so I asked for replacement, and then the replacement had the belt, but it was like the wrong figure, because this is like, under there's an Elite torso, so I think this is the original Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan with an Elite torso on it. And so someone obviously, I would think, basically stole the Ultimate Edition torso and returned the figure with an Elite torso. So I ended up with two Hogan figures. They told me I could just keep both of them since I have all the parts like collectively. So I have two Hollywood Hogan figures now, And as you see here, I have the shirt on the Elite because, as I said, I try not to put cloth stuff that can stain on my Ultimate Edition figures. Jeff Hardy has a white tank top, so that shouldn't stain or anything, obviously. Ultimate Warrior, I can't not display him with that duster, man. So I have that on him. The inside does look kind of white though, so maybe it won't stain, I'm not sure. And the last thing I want to show you guys from my wrestling collection is going to be my arena. So this is my wrestling arena. I got these WrestleMania 14 ring skirts today. I am very, very pleased with them. The floor mats are from Figures Toy Company, so are the guardrails. Of course, this is the Ultimate Edition Raw's War ring. I have the Raw's War ring skirts right here. We have the Ringside Collectibles table that looks, pretty much similar to an Attitude Era table. Got my Timekeeper over there, Timekeeper table, and that kind of stuff. A Jax Jim Ross figure. And so actually, what I want to do, I have a ring bell on the way for the Timekeeper and a silver or gray chair instead of the blue chair. And I want to get a, like a concrete pattern or textured looking wallpaper to put over these tables so it will look like the ground is really actually concrete and not just, a black table. So that will just make it look pretty much exactly like a real ringside part of the arena. So that'd be pretty cool. And so this would be really useful for me if I ever need to get like a full view of the ring and stuff like that, put, some green screen behind there and then add the crowd and all that kind of stuff there, So yeah, this is pretty cool. And that's pretty much my entire wrestling collection for the important stuff, So yeah, guys, that's my action figure collection after 1 year of collecting, at least the important stuff. I have a bunch of other accessories and fodder figures and stuff like that that I don't display or whatever, but this is the pretty much the important stuff. So let me know what you think of my 1 year collection so far. I plan to continue theoretically, but I've got to wait until January 20th or whatever, to find out what's going to happen with tariffs and the action figure industry, because who knows? I mean, we may not be able to collect action figures anymore after a certain point. So yeah, if I never collect any more figures, then at least, I prepared so that I have enough materials and figures and props and stuff to make animations for a long time. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching and bye for now.